New tonight at 6 o'clock, a man who lost his leg while working at a fracking site in northern Colorado won $30 million in federal court this month.
But now we're learning he's only going to receive about half of that because of state laws which cap jury awards. Your investigator, Katie Weiss, joins us with this story. And Katie, there are some pushes to try to change those caps.
Yes, there sure are. And you actually might be able to get your say by voting on it. Some groups are trying to get a measure on the ballot this November to eliminate those caps on how much people can be awarded in court cases. Some people argue that removing the caps will ensure that people who have suffered life-altering injuries will get the money they deserve to properly move forward with their new normal.
It took a while to sink in that better wasn't ever going to happen.
Steve Straughen was working on a frac tank north of Greeley back in 2019 when it exploded.
In the time that I turned my head back to the tank, boom, explosion. And so my next memory is I was up quite a ways. I could see Denver. It was nighttime out. I could see Denver. And then I just remember looking down at where I was coming down to and saying, don't hit your head, land on your feet. And then the next thing I remember, I'm in the hospital.
Eventually, his leg had to be amputated.
It changed everything. Everything about me, everything about my family and how we live.
A federal jury determined that because his employer failed to properly maintain the frac tank, which led to the explosion, Straughen should be awarded $30 million.
When you hold a company accountable, it can help change practices.
But because of Colorado laws on limiting awards from juries, Straughen's attorney, Kurt Zahner, says $14 million of that won't be paid out. The excess money is simply nullified, and juries aren't told about caps.
This jury spent 9 days, 8 hours a day listening to all the evidence, and they didn't know that if they put the money in one category for Steve's damages, a lot of it would go away. I mean, Steve lost his leg, and the legislature says the most pain and suffering you can have for that is $500,000 for your entire life. And Steve didn't just lose a leg. Steve had his pelvis fractured in half. He needs a knee replacement, and it's really a travesty.
He supports a measure other trial lawyers are pushing to get on the ballot this November to remove caps. Colorado has these laws because some critics say the caps are important to protect companies from going out of business and prevent insurance premiums from going up. But recent studies have found in other states that don't have caps, insurance rates have not increased.
I hope the voters of Colorado make the right decision this fall and get rid of this relic from 40 years ago that says a legislator knows better than a jury as to how much someone suffered and how much pain they've gone through.
Now, he's pushing for ballot measure 150 to remove the caps this November, but COPIC, a group opposed to that measure, tells me they're introducing two alternative ballot measures instead. That's Initiative 170, which caps attorney contingency fees in personal injury and wrongful death cases at 25%, and Initiative 171, which would require lawyers to disclose litigation costs to clients in civil cases. Now, meanwhile, guys, ballot measure 150 will be going before the title board on March 6th, so pretty soon, where it's going to be getting a title and language for that ballot measure will be finalized. So we'll let you know, of course, what happens.
Now we know a lot of people on both sides of that will be watching. Katie, thank you.